Standard 9 English. Happy day, my dear children. Hope you are all staying safe at home by God's grace. This week we are going to learn Unit 3 Drama. The title of the drama is Old Man River, written by Dorothy Deming. About the author. She was born on June 8, 1893 in New Haven. She was an American nurse and children's writer. In 1920, studied at Henry Street Visiting Nurse Association. Joined American Public Health Association, published the highly successful Penny Marsh clubs for girls who wanted to become nurses. She wrote at least 20 fictional novels. She died on January 1972 in Winter Park, Florida. Dear children, look at these pictures. Cyclone, floods, earthquake, tsunami. These are the pictures of natural disasters. Today we will discuss one disaster, floods. First, causes. Floods are an overabundance of water in a dry area. A flood can be caused by large quantities of water gushing from a water body such as ocean, rivers, lakes or ponds, which can swell due to heavy rainfall or mountain snow melt. Second, damages. Literally washes away buildings and structures along the coast. Third, precautions. Listen to radio, TV emergency alerts and instructions. Protect your home, elevate the electric appliance. Next, some words related to natural disaster. One is given to you, collapse. You can write any words related to natural disaster. Injury, damage, blow, rescue, starvation, sinking, infection. Next, I would like to ask a question. Put yourself in that situation and answer. When there is a power shutdown for long hours during floods, what will you do? We cannot use our lights, fans and refrigerators when there is power shutdown for long hours. All things in the fridge must be evacuated. As the fans do not work, all windows and doors should be kept open to allow the entry of fresh air. Of course, nowadays we have inverters to overcome this situation. Now coming back to our drama, we have two scenes. Now scene 1. Characters. Amy Marshall, 17 years old. Betty Marshall, her younger sister. Rose Field, 16 years old, the Marshalls' neighbor. Sarah Field, 9 years old, Rose's sister. Jim Hall, 17 years old, another neighbor. Mr. Peters, member of the Red Cross Disaster Committee. Penny Marsh, Red Cross nurse. Children, listen carefully. I will say a short summary of the drama, scene 1, and then teach you in detail. In this drama, the author pictures life in time of crisis. Its purpose is to highlight the central idea of security. Though in fear and confusion, the characters deal bravely with floods. The scene starts one late afternoon in March. It was a rainy day. The rain were very heavy. It worsened and the bridges seemed to be flooded. Amy, Betty and Rose watched the heavy rain and heard from their mother that she wouldn't come back home since the rain was heavy. Jim joins the three children at home. Amy's father was in Chicago. The children decided to stay indoors. They fill fresh waters in containers. They have lantern and candles ready for a shutdown of electricity. Telephones stop working. Each takes responsibility for cooking, food, blankets and coats. They expect the dam to give away. Anytime Sarah, Rose's sister, is caught in the playhouse brooch, Jim saves her. As Jim was wet, they decided to give Dad's warm clothes to him. The river kept on racing. Jim decides to show the flashlight from the roof. An hour later, without any light, all the children try to keep them safe. Here ends scene 1 of this drama. Now turn to page 51. Scene 1. Time late afternoon in March. Setting living room of the Marshall's home. Curtain rises. Amy, Betty, and Rose are sitting around the living room table. Amy and Betty are sisters. Rose and Sarah are sisters. They are neighbors. Amy and Rose are knitting. Knitting, K is silent. Knitting means stitching by means of needle. Betty was looking at pictures in a magazine. The stage is not very bright. Rose and Amy had a conversation. Rose says it gets dark early on rainy days. Amy, switch on the electric light. Both talks about the heavy rain that is so hard, and it is third day of it. Betty says it looks like a sea. The radio announcement was above flat stage. Amy says that the water is above white line on the bank at Thompson Bridge. Rose explains not only rain, snow also melts. They heard a stamping feet. Stamping means bringing down the feet heavily on the ground. Jim Hall, 17-year-old boy, enters and said it is a cloudburst. Cloudburst means a sudden heavy fall of rain. The river is racing fast. The Burnett Dam gave way. Gave way means collapsed an hour ago. He asked Amy, "Where is your mother?" Amy replied, "She took Dick to the dentist and she will visit Mrs. Brand's for a recipe on the way home." Jim asked, "What about the father?" She said he went to Chicago on business. Phone rings. Amy's mother spoke to her and told Amy that she can't get home from Mrs. Brand's. The bridges between here and town are under water. Amy asked Rose to call her mother and say that they will stay here tonight. They asked Jim also to stay there to help them. Amy and Betty fill all the bowls. Bowls means cups. Tubs. Pails. Pails means bucket, and pictures. Pictures means jugs with fresh water. If the supply is cut off, they need water to drink. Children over there started taking precaution steps. Jim, look up. Look up means search for lantern. Lantern means light. Flashlight. Flashlight means torchlight. And candles. Rose took telephone to make a call, but it does not connect. The lines are cut down. Jim organized, giving each one a work. Betty, take flashlight, candles, lamps, lanterns, and anything you have got. Rose, fill the tubs and pails. Amy and I will check on food, blankets, and coats. They got ready with first aid kit. Jim said, "I don't want to scare you, but if the dam gave way means collapsed, we will be in problem." Jim and Amy saw through window. Jim said, "Yes, that's Old Man River himself creeping up to your door. House is surrounded by water." Amy shudders. Shudders means shivers with fear. Jim told, "Don't show out how scared you are at this situation. I am glad I served the Junior Red Cross Emergency Squad during the war. If we can always climb into the attic and onto the roof." Amy was scared at the rise of river. Jim told if the rain would let up, we will signal for help from the roof. They will send a boat or something. Rose enters and said, I have got enough fresh waters for a week. Betty is ready with the lights. From far away, a voice is heard, and that is Sarah's voice. All went to the window and found her on the playhouse porch. Playhouse porch means an auditorium at the entrance of the house. Jim asked her to stay there. The water is above his knees. Amy asked Betty to get dry clothes of Dad's for Jim. Sarah can have Dick's. Jim took Sarah to home. Amy prepared some hot cocoa for everyone. Cocoa means hot drink made from cocoa powder. Power cut off and Jim asked to light the candles. Amy said we have oil stove for cooking. They started playing. Thumping. Thumping means hitting heavily. Pick a bag. Pick a bag means ride on something. Trap trap. Marching to the kitchen with candles. Had their supper. Supper means food eaten at night. Jim, in a low voice, told Amy the river was another foot. By morning, the floor here will be under water. So, I am going to climb out on the roof and start waving the flashlight, and someone will see and help us. Amy said, but no one on the road, and asked Jim, aren't you scared? Jim said, yes. Amy told, I am glad that you are here with us. We will see it through. See it through means overcome the situation. If we just keep our heads. Keep our heads means that is remain calm in difficult situation. Curtain comes down. Scene 1 ends here. Scene 2 to be continued next week. What we learn from scene 1 is we should know how to manage a situation even when our parents are away from us, as Jim, Amy, Rose, Betty and Sarah did here. So we should be strong to handle any situation. Be calm in difficult situation and you can find a solution easily. Hope you understood. Read the lesson line by line. See the WhatsApp group and do the assignment. Report as task completed in your group between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. without fail. Thanks for watching.